Today I have a question from DeWitt in Switzerland, and DeWitt wanted to know, or wanted me to speak more on reincarnation, past lives, want to know what books I recommend. And I'm getting a lot of questions. People are asking me, what are these books behind me, and can you let us know what you're reading and where did you start? So I'll address some of that in later videos, but today I'll talk about previous lives, past lives. That's what DeWitt wanted me to address. And bear in mind that the whole idea of past lives, if you dig deeply, it was a concept and an idea that was understood by all. But then religion, organized religion, came in and decided we need to suppress this information, because if people got the idea that this isn't their only chance and you never fail, this place, Earth, that we're on is just a classroom and you get to come back and repeat the lesson. So you can't fail. Whatever you don't learn this time, you'll get an opportunity to learn it the next time around. If people understood that, then they would be very difficult to control. So let's get rid of this reincarnation nonsense and tell them that, okay, you only have one chance, and if you don't do it the way we want you to do it, then you're going to be burnt in a lake of fire forever and ever and ever. And that's the idea that I grew up with. I grew up in a Pentecostal church and really believed that God was out to get me, and sooner or later I could not maneuver enough for God not to get me. That's just how I knew it was going to work out. But at the same time, as a child, it didn't really make sense to me when I'm reading the Bible on my own that, okay, I was given free will, but if I don't do the will that this God want me to do, he's going to burn me up. Just didn't make sense. I came to America, and again, I'm curious, but I'm still believing what I was told. And there was this comedian out, Sam Kinison, and Sam Kinison used to be a preacher, and he's making fun of Jesus. He was doing some really crazy jokes about, I never heard anyone joke about Jesus the way Sam Kinison joked about Jesus. So I figure, oh my God, Sam Kinison is going to burn. Did you hear what he's saying? Listen to what Sam Kinison is saying.
I'm reading this, and it's an exciting story, but I read it and I thought, I know Jesus was never married. Guy never had a wife, no one. He was never married, because no wife would buy this story in 100 years. The disciples will, the believers will. No wife would buy this story. Good luck. Good luck with this story. First of all, he leaves on Friday afternoon with 12 other guys. He's gone for 3 days. No message, no way to get in touch with her. He comes home Monday afternoon looking like he hasn't slept. And seems like he's partied out, man. And Mrs. Jesus is just waiting, going, oh, okay, I guess it's day 3 of this show. Oh, great. Well, I'm glad you could find your way home, Savior. Where's your 12 friends who won't get a job? How were they? Yeah, disciples, my ass. They're losers. Every one of them are using it. You're not even smart enough to know it. Anybody says, I believe, we put them up and feed them. I'm secular. Where are you at?
So when Sam Kinison finally died, he was in a car accident, and there were 2 other people, if I remember correctly, they were in the car with Sam as well, and they said it wasn't a major accident. No one was supposed to die in this accident, and Sam came out the car and just laid back on the ground, or he fell on the ground, and they were talking to him like, Sam, are you okay? Are you okay? And he was zoned out. He wasn't focused on them. He was just zoned out, and he was having a conversation with either someone or a group of people, and he's saying, no, but I'm not ready. Why now? No. And the 2 other people that were in the car, they're, Sam, are you okay? And he's completely zoned out, just staring, saying, no, I'm not ready. No. And then he got quiet, as if someone was speaking to him or someone was telling him something, and he's listening. And his face became very relaxed, and he said, oh, okay, I get it. Okay, I'm ready. Those were his last words. He wasn't supposed to die. So that intrigued me. And I started doing other research. And being a Scorpio, I'm all about the hidden stuff. I want to know about these unknown unknowns that Donald Rumsfeld speak about.
There are known knowns. There are things we know. We also know there are known unknowns. That is to say, we know there are some things we do not know. But there are also unknown unknowns. The ones we don't know, we don't know.
So I started doing my research, and I started looking into near-death experience. And I found no matter what the religion, no matter where the person is coming from, whenever someone has a near-death experience, they always say the underlying theme, we saw a white light, I saw a white light, and it felt very good. I felt very peaceful, I felt very loved, I felt at home. I never heard anyone had a near-death experience and said, oh my God, it was hot, son, they were trying to burn me up, son. So, I never heard that. It was peaceful, very relaxed, very loving. So as I started doing more research, I found, well, wait a minute. Let me start paying attention to stuff that's going on with me, because I'm having deja vu. This is my first time in America, and this place is feeling very familiar, but I've never been here before. So this doesn't make any sense logically, but spiritually, the Spirit has been here before. So I started doing some investigation and found out that absolutely, if you go back to any ancient tradition, they're well aware of this, and it's well known. And it was just hidden out of the major religious, organized religion, because it was organized religion was put there basically not for your salvation, but for another level of control. It's another system of control in the matrix. Now, I'm not knocking someone who's in organized religion or believe in the dogma that they're being taught, because again, like I said, there are no accidents and there are no mistakes. This is a lesson, it's a classroom, and the lesson repeats until the lesson is learned. So if you're here in the church, that's where you need to be right now, because the lessons that you came here to learn, you're going to learn in the church. And there are no accidents. I'm not here to convert anyone. I'm not here to tell anyone, well, you need to stop doing what you're doing, you need to get with what I'm doing, because no. You're on your path. Wherever you are, that's your path. To answer the question regarding the books, let me recommend some books. I started out reading, I don't know if you can see this because my wingman isn't available to zoom in right now, but Many Lives, Many Masters by Brian Weiss. He's a medical doctor, psychiatrist from Columbia University and Yale. I don't know if that means anything to you, the school that he went to. It doesn't. It's just the information means well. But once I read this book, he's a psychiatrist and he would regress his patients. And they started talking about what was fascinating. One story that was fascinating. There was a young man in this book that he was always being abused by his father. And he wasn't a young man, he was about in his 40s now, and he's going to the psychiatrist to deal with the issues that he had with his father. He was always being abused, severely abused. And when he got regressed, he realized that in a previous life, his father was his son. He was the father's father, that, if you can wrap your mind around that. And he was extremely abusive to the father, who now in this life is his father. So that karma of him abusing his former son came back, and he reversed roles to feel how that feel, because everything that you let people feel, you're going to have to pay that back. If you put a lot of joy into the world, someone is going to bring that joy back to you. Not necessarily this life, but another life is going to come back. So the father or the son, if you can wrap your mind around that, was feeling the karma of something he did in a previous life. Edgar Cayce, you want to look at anything that Edgar Cayce put out, and this is called the Akashic Record. And the Akashic Record, Edgar Cayce had the ability to access this, as a matter of fact. The Akashic Record is what the Bible refers to as the book of life. Everything and anything that you've done in any of your lives is recorded in the Akashic Record. And we have access to it if we know how to calm the mind and allow it. I personally have not gotten access to it. I don't know how to do it, but Edgar Cayce and there are other people on the planet who can read the Akashic Record and tell you, like Nostradamus was someone who had the ability to do that as well. So the Akashic Record by Edgar Cayce, I would definitely look at that book. If you want to go way out there and expand the mind, now you say, okay, Kirk is definitely crazy. Pick up anything by Dolores Cannon, especially Keepers of the Garden or The Convoluted Universe by Dolores Cannon. These two books will expand your consciousness, but basically anything by Dolores Cannon. It will expand your consciousness, and you will begin to realize that there's so much more to this story than we've been told. There's so much more to us than we've been told. As a matter of fact, there's a system in place that really tries to suppress your greatness. That anything that is good for you, they tell you is bad. And anything that's bad for you, they tell you is good. Stay out of the sun. The sun will cause cancer. The sun is very good for you. If you understood the power of the sun. And when I say this, people say, oh, well, that's because you're black and you're dark skinned and the sun doesn't bother you. I grew up in Jamaica. And in Jamaica, there are blonde hair, blue-eyed people in Jamaica, Germans, as a matter of fact. We call them white Jamaicans. You have Asian people in Jamaica, and we walk miles per day in the sun. And no one in Jamaica has skin cancer. That's a term, cancer as a matter of fact, was a term I learned when I came to America, because we ate differently. We didn't have cancer, and the only thing people in the islands suffered from was something they call sugar and salt, diabetes and high blood pressure. That's it. But all these other ailments we didn't have, because we lived a more natural life, a more balanced life, and that was just the way it is. Now they're telling you milk does a body good. No, it doesn't. Milk isn't good for you. So whatever is good for you, they tell you is bad. Whatever is bad, they tell you is good. Vaccines, you gotta get vaccinated. Gotta get vaccinated. H1N1. Vaccines are terrible for you. So you really want to get quiet and get into your spirit and do research and broaden your knowledge, because as you broaden your knowledge, you realize you're so much more than you've been told. And all the systems that were placed there to enslave and conquer you, once you get the knowledge, once you realize what's going on, you can no longer be enslaved, you can no longer be conquered. And for the first time in your life, you will be free. So knowledge, that's why I'm all about the books. I'm all about learning. I'm always open to expanding my mind and receiving something more. I'm not opposed to listening to any point of view, because I never learn anything while my mouth is open. So I'm willing to shut up and listen, hear what you have to say, and take in different bits of information and see if this makes sense and that doesn't make sense, and just work with it. So we'll talk some more tomorrow. If you have any more questions, just email me, let me know the questions, and I'll address them periodically in videos like this.